Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion in the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Here I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. Then I'll do a quick review of the day's aspects before I play another card that may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Eight of Coins or Pentacles, and that's because it relates astrologically directly to the first 10 days of the sun's transit in the land of Virgo, okay? Or the first decan is what they call it. And Virgo is an earth sign, and the Eight of Pentacles, Pentacles and Coins in Tarot are earth, and earth element symbolism is about what it takes to feel like you have both feet on the ground, like you have all of the support you need, okay? So it's about how we build structures and networks in our lives for support and validation and security. It's about the work we're willing to do to get there. And it's also about the physical assets that we have. So like our health and our finances. So here we have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is, you know, we can see a person here who is hard at work. So here's a person who, you know, there's a vibe about this to me that says apprenticeship, or, you know, that somebody is in school learning a new trade. This is a time of year, right as Virgo is beginning, right as the sun in Virgo transit is beginning, that people go back to school. So, you know, either you're just getting started at something, or maybe you have gotten back into something, or maybe you're not enrolled in anything right now, but, you know, you're feeling pretty curious, and you're feeling as though you just have a lot on your plate to do, right? So this person is just going to keep making the same effort over and over again until they get it right. And that's a very Virgo kind of vibe. But it sort of points to the work that we have to do to achieve our goals, and it talks about the importance of diligent effort and staying engaged in the labor in order to get there. So it might be time for us to buckle down about something. It might be time for us to really study up, or just really pay attention to what it's going to take for us to get from you know, where we are, which is the end of summer when it's warm outside, and it's sort of, you know, some of us are having easy weather. When it's warm outside and we have a lot of daylight hours to get things done, and we can do things outdoors as well. What it's going to take for us to get from here to, you know, a couple of months from now when it's actually cold outside and we have longer nights than days at that point. So time to get to work, friends, if you have not been there already. Of course, if you are a Virgo sun, you're always at work on something. And then, so the sun is in Virgo right now. Happy birthday to my Virgo sun friends. And this is a time when we become, the Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so we become very discerning. And it's a time when we want to work things out. We want things to really work well for us. We want efficiency and organization. So it's going to start to become really clear to us what is working for us in our life, and, you know, in terms of habits, in terms of policies, in terms of ways of being, and also in terms of just the spaces that we take up, what's working for us in our lives. And also it's going to be really clear what isn't. And some of the stuff that isn't working, you know, we're going to look at it and say, oh, it just needs a little help this way. I'm going to fix it and it'll go forward. And then some of the stuff that, you know, the stuff that we don't have any power over, especially any power to affect, or not very much power to affect, we may find that it's more trouble than it's worth. So, you know, we may find that there's something we thought we were committed to, and then we find that we are really not as committed to it as we thought. Not everything makes the cut, right? Although a Virgo sun will try. On the moon side of the page, we have the moon moving out of Virgo, where it was for the new moon. And wow, that was intense, into Libra, as we have this waxing crescent. And the moon, the waxing crescent moon, is about dreaming and planning and setting intentions and creating goals. some for the short term because we'd like to have some things accomplished 2 weeks from now when we get the full moon. And then some for the long term. We just need to be thinking about that bigger, better life that we want for ourselves and how we're going to get to it. So when the moon is in Libra, we definitely seek elegant solutions. We want, the clean, clear truth to come through. And, we want balance. We want a sense of balance to things. We want to feel like things are justified, the things that we do. So those plans that we're creating right now are probably going to come across as very sleek and elegant. And I love that. Moon does go into Libra this morning at 4:45 in the morning, so it's going to be there most of the day. And then the moon makes conjunct to Mercury today at 11:10, and it's a good time to have a little conversation, get something off of your chest, as long as, because it's an intensification of our feelings with our rational mind. So we're very clear on how we feel, right? And we feel a certain way about what we're clear on. So it's a good time to try to get something off of your chest with somebody that you trust, who's not going to hold it against you. Moon goes trine to Mars then at 2:50 this afternoon, and this is just like forward motion and initiative in the heart, in the home, from the heart. And then this evening at 6 p.m., Moon goes in opposition to Jupiter. You can be really good company at this time. We can be feeling very generous and desiring to connect with, people that we like, love, and can't get enough of. But, just avoid overindulging, okay, while we stand in the flow between these two very influential planets saying, well, this is how I feel, and this is what I'd like to grow, and this is how I feel, and this is what I'd like to grow, right? As long as we, just don't tilt over to the side of more, always more, we'll be okay. On the sun side of the page, we didn't have any new fresh aspects, but we have some ongoing aspects. I do not have the grand trine on here anymore. It's going to fall out of aspect. I think tomorrow or the next day there will not be a grand trine there anymore. But still it's very close. We're still feeling the effect of that energy, that power and purpose and know-how to make endings and beginnings in a really conscious and active way, meaning like, oh, I know what I need to do. I need to quit doing this and start doing this, and then take action on it, and that will bring about the deeper transformation that we're looking for eventually. Venus is trying to Chiron and square to Uranus up here. And also Venus is in opposition to Saturn. So I did not put that one in, but Venus is right across from Saturn there while being square to Uranus and trying to Chiron. So with the Saturn aspect in friendship and love and money, we just want to be careful, okay? Understand that the relationship that you're dealing with has a, is a contributing factor to your sense of stability in life, okay? And so you don't want to necessarily disrespect intentionally or unintentionally out of enthusiasm or just a desire to do something different. We don't want to disrespect the sort of boundaries and commitments we have made, all right? Our boundaries or anybody else's. And then, Venus is over here with Chiron saying, if we can do that, we have this beautiful opportunity to grow closer even to somebody that we hold in high regard, that we care about. Just with that square to Uranus, though, there's a desire to do something. And Venus is in Leo right now, so it's very grand gesture oriented. And that square to Leo makes me nervous because it makes me think, you're going to surprise somebody with an expensive diamond ring and they do not want to get married, So let's not do any grand gestures as surprises. How about that? You can say, I want to do a grand gesture. I'm thinking about buying a diamond ring for you. What do you think about that? Feel it out before you actually go and do it. And, grand, like diamond ring, mini golfing, whatever your idea of a grand gesture is in love. Mercury is trine to Pluto, and this is giving us that conscious clarity of our inner knowing, which is still allowing us to take action toward the transformations that we are undergoing right now. We kind of can see what the changes are that we are going through, or at least some of them. And so these are working together like as a blessing to help us have that conscious clarity so that we can you know, really dig deep and make the change. Sun goes square to Mars, or Sun is square to Mars. Contents under pressure, friends. Sun and Mars are really good buddies, but they both bring a lot of heat and assertiveness and even aggressiveness, rowdiness to the situation. So just, you know, like I said before, like having, you know, two small kids wound up on sugar stuck in the car, you're going to have to find a way to release the pressure at some point. You're going to have to let them get out of the car and blow off some steam. All right, so when you get that contents under pressure feeling, or just like, you know, your sense of initiative and your sense of belonging in your outer life starts sort of bouncing off the walls inside your head. You know, maybe I don't jog, but maybe you want to go for a jog or go for a walk, or just do something that helps you get rid of that buildup of energy that, you know, it's got to go somewhere. Okay, and with all of that said, I have been sitting here shuffling my cards, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. And we got the Eight of Wands. I love that, friends. Okay, so this is a very positive card most of the time. Got the Eight of Wands, and for me this just says full steam ahead, momentum. This says you can just go ahead, like the road is stretching out in front of your motorcycle there. You've got a full tank of gas, you've got good weather, you've got the wind at your back. Go for it, right? You're already in motion, just keep rolling. And, you know, as a fire sign, of course, I love that vibe of momentum and forward motion and even sort of speed and clarity of purpose. Like, I know where I'm going and I'm just rolling that way now. It does come back for me to the Sun square Mars thing because of the fire element that comes with wands. And again, Sun and Mars are both very fiery. So there's a little contents under pressure there. Think of Aries and Leo kind of attitudes or dispositions. And, you know, so you want to make sure that you do have that full tank of gas. And you also want to make sure you have just the capacity to, you know, walk it off when that energy that can build from excitedness into impatience, into restlessness, into, you know, anger and aggression. Okay, there's almost like a cycle that one can go through if one is excited about something and then, you know, it doesn't happen right away. So just be aware of your own contents under pressure, the ways in which you are personally sort of getting heated up, where, you know, your intensity levels in terms of your desire to act and to move forward. Be aware of where that's sort of reaching a boiling point so that you can, you know, then take care of yourself in a way that helps you let off that steam. And, you know, Chiron is in Aries too, so that ability to grow our connections at this time. It does have something to do with the healing that we've been doing these past few years around our ability to express ourselves in public, our sense of belonging around the people that we surround ourselves out in the cultural life, right? So that's our work, social and civic spaces especially. You know, like some of us never have really any problem fitting in, and then there are others of us who are socially awkward oddballs, okay? I'm one of those socially awkward oddballs, and I have had a lot of social wounds that I felt needed healing, and you know, having gotten past a number of them, I find that I'm still relatively socially awkward. However, it doesn't stop me, okay? It doesn't stop me from getting out there and doing what it is that I want or need to do. It doesn't stop me from having the conversations I need to have, from, you know, approaching the people I need to approach or the situations I need to approach with sort of a boldness and clarity of purpose, okay? So whatever healing that you may have been working on from old social wounds, and, you know, right now Chiron is retrograde and we're working on sort of looking at those old wounds and seeing what we can push out in terms of old defensive old sort of defenses that we put up, you know, while you're working on that, you know, understand that right now you have a lot of momentum. You know, we have a lot of purpose and power with the sun in Virgo as well, especially purpose, because Virgo is very meticulous and can like make the list and check the boxes one by one. So with that energy on your side, it's a good time to be looking at those old defenses and seeing what you can let go of. And taken together with the Eight of Pentacles, I see an 8 and an 8. Isn't there a vegetarian restaurant in Berkeley, California called the 88? The Long Life Veggie House, I believe it's called. I think 88 stands for long life, so you're welcome. And then, if I'm right about that, you're welcome. And then, you know, taken together, like, these are different kinds of momentum, aren't they, right? But it's sort of like sometimes that full speed ahead feeling, that momentum, that I'm really moving forward, I've got a clear day and a full tank of gas, right? Sometimes that feeling comes when we're actually just sitting down doing something over and over again, okay? Because we know that we're making progress. It's just about making progress, all right? You know, and this is beautiful because this is just like we have a drive to reach this goal. We have a passion and you know, a determination to complete this work so that you know, we can be where we want to be at the end of it. All right. I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.